Okay. So your Loftwing is missing, so now you have to go find what happened to your Loftwing, because, you know, no Loftwing would ever just not come when you were called, which is kind of shitty, because you, like, leap off the edge and say, you better save me or I'm gonna go splat. Let's go back to the beginning. So now I want to show you some of the demo scenes that go on here. Let's go back to the main screen. And that date is not accurate, by the way. It's just whatever it was. You can reset the Wii to its standard factory setting, but whatever. So after you wait about 20 to 30 seconds here, it'll play one of two cutscenes. One is the one I skipped earlier, because I didn't want to bother with it at the time. And the other is kind of the demo of the game. It shows you all the things to come. And it actually won't play. Here it is. It won't play until you've started the game. Which is why I skipped it. Now that I have a save file, it'll show me all the things that it's gonna spoil. Now listen to this music. If you play that music backwards, just in reverse, it is not the Ballad of the Goddess, but Zelda's Lullaby from Ocarina of Time. Not like, oh, it kind of sounds like it, like Dark Side of the Moon kind of syncs up to Wizard of Oz. No, like exactly. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. You know that? Backwards it's bum, bum, bum. So that's really cool. I don't know if they were being lazy or clever, maybe both. So that's cool. Now if I wait another 30 seconds, it should give me the history of Hyrule, which I'll get started talking about because it'll take longer than they give me. So once upon a time, at the start of everything, a billion, trillion, whatever years ago, there were three goddesses, Nehru, Din, and Furor. And they created everything. They created the land, the earth and the sky, the flora and the fauna, the laws of causality, the fact that gravity pulls things in and that cause precedes effect and that sort of thing. And then they realized that things could get pretty screwed up. And, you know, the world could fall into complete and utter chaos. So they created this Triforce that said, no matter how bad things get, you can still get your hands on this Triforce and fix everything. Which seems like a real easy way to... The Triforce doesn't distinguish between good and evil, so I mean a bad guy could get his hands on the Triforce and flip everything out of existence. So it's like you created all this stuff and now you've just given people a tool to delete it. Why? Probably like Furor was high one day. She's like, hey guys, check it out. I made this ultimate weapon of infinite power. I'm like, why? No. See, we give it to these people, these flawed beings, and then they can do whatever they want to everything we just built. Furor, are you high? No, watch. It'll be funny. But anyway, speculation is, yeah, the ultimate power by her grace, the goddess Hylia. Speculation is they did it so that you could have hope. And you have to have power, wisdom, and courage in balance. Whether you're good or evil, so long as you've got the three in balance, you can use the Triforce. So obviously they tried to hide the Triforce and protect it, and there were all these holy wars saying, I know what the Triforce does. I want it. I'm going to get my hands on it. Then I don't have to worry about anything ever again. And this one demon named Demise tried to get his hands on the Triforce to wield it.
Now, the goddess Hylia, who's something of a not one of the 3 golden goddesses, but more of a silver goddess.
She protected the Triforce, but she couldn't use the Triforce because she's a goddess. Only living beings can use the Triforce. Which means originally when they put the Triforce there, it must have been like some bird got its hands on it, you know. And suddenly just like worms sprouted all around. And then a worm touched it, and the bird disappeared or something. It'd be funny to watch that whole story play out.
Anyway, there were such wars that Hylia knew the humans were getting
kapowed, splattered, and gazipped, in other comic book words, by this Demise and his demon horde. So she took this chunk of earth and sent it into the sky using her goddess magic, and that became Skyloft. And on the ground, on the surface down below, there's still this like crater where that earth was culled from. And she was able to seal Demise away, but she wasn't able to defeat him, and Demise keeps breaking free and getting closer and closer to waging his holy war.
So, in order to defeat Demise forever, the goddess Hylia gave up her goddess powers and became a human to wield the Triforce.
But of course, being reincarnated as a human means she doesn't have her magical goddess powers anymore, and she forgets everything. So what she did is she chose a hero from some point in the future, and she chose Link, and basically used him, and said, I want you to go get the Triforce for me, because I don't know why I'm going to want the Triforce. And then she made the Spirit of the Master Sword, before there was a Master Sword. Called it the Goddess Sword, to aid the hero on his way. Okay. And how about another cutscene? Oh good, they didn't give it to me. Yay! This kid's name is Gully, as in a seagull or any some sort of gull. He is giving himself brain damage. If you try to ignore him, he'll call you back. This is just a rolling tutorial. To roll is going to tell you. You just shake the nunchuck in your left hand, or right hand, I guess, if you're lefty and you want to play it that way.
This is one of the only games that Link is a right-handed combatant, apart from Twilight Princess on the Wii or Breath of the Wild.
You collect bugs in this game that go into potions. This is one place to collect one of the 16 bugs, I believe. See what I mean? Just, he's gonna... No, go ahead, chase it. If you fall off the edge, they have this Knight Academy that saves people. And it's only 25 years old, apparently. So, for how long did the humans live here without having somebody watch to see who was falling out? There are 3 knights that'll save you. 2 dudes, the blue and the green. And then there's a cute chick in the red. I wish she would save me. And then these butterflies are called goddess butterflies. They're the other one. This is Keat. He plays little to no role in the thing. Pete as in a parakeet. Yeah. Spends most of his time at the bar later. Okay, so your left wing is missing, and you know there's something afoot, so you talk to this bully named Groose. Groose as in a goose. On the left side of the screen there is Stritch, as in ostrich, because he's nice and tall. And now on the left is Colin, as in a crow's call. C-A-W-L-I-N. Or C-O-L-I-N, as in the name of the kid from Twilight Princess. Why are you all scared of me? You got 3 people you're a bully. They spelled woe right! Yay! I hate it when people spell woe W-O-A-H. It's not woo-ah. It's wahoa. So the wing ceremony is a competition between whoever's in the lower class, and if you win the wing ceremony, you get to graduate to the upper class. Oh, you big potato face. Yeesh. Yeah, he's got like this spike on his head. I don't know what he's trying to go after. A cockatiel look, I guess. Ah. Oh, he puts his hand in my face. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And now she puts her hand in his face. Can I suck your finger?
No.
No.
Gosh, golly, durr. My pants are shrinking. Oh no, wait. I swear that never happens. Can we still cuddle? No, don't do it. We still love you. There's so much to live for. So much you haven't experienced. You're too young to... Oh, well, I tried. Ah, damn it. Loftwings will not fly below the cloud line. They also won't fly at night. Birds actually don't see very well at night. They hide in trees and hang out. Which I feel bad. We have like fireworks on Independence Day and state holidays and New Year's. So it's gotta be scaring the shit out of these birds. But whatever. So there's this cloud barrier that you can't actually... No, Zelda, don't do it. I wanted to... It's a cloud barrier that separates the earth from the sky, so the humans can't go down and Demise and his demon hordes can't go up. So we know that Groose did something to my Loftwing, so now I gotta go on this other scavenger hunt to find my Loftwing. That was a good time. This sign is the Hylian. It spells R-E-A-D-M-E P-L-E-A-S-E. Read me, please. And you notice the E's are kind of the same character, and that upside-down triangle with the line is an A. R-E-A-P-L-E-A. Even though they don't say that, but this one says, like, Knight Academy. There used to be a stew I forgot. No time like the present to save. Alright, Pippet and Douchebag. Call him Weenus because he is a Weenus. Because he witnessed my Loftwing getting stolen and he didn't say or do anything.
Yeah?
He atones for it later, and I'll stop calling him Weenus at that time, but in the meantime, you notice his costume, that's the Knight Academy.
I'm so sorry. Nothing is ever my fault, but as Groose found out, and he stole your bird, and then I saw him talking about it, and I was just so scared. He talked to me. It was so scary. They came in and they looked right at me, and I was scared. They grabbed me and they said I'd never be able to ride a bird again. Oh no, it's just so scary, and I just can't blame him, and the waterfall is so big. I don't know, I'm such a victim. I have such emotional trauma.
Whatever.
Ah.
Do you think I could sue? I'm gonna sue them.
There are no police or lawyers or anything on Skyloft. Oh good, we have the map. Alright, I'll open the map. Plus on the Wii remote opens the map, and right on the D-pad zooms in, zooms out, zooms out. When you explore other areas, there are other areas that are exposed from behind the clouds. But for now, it's just that. But that way you can go find the waterfall. But first, I need a sword to get to the waterfall cave. This is Aegis, the Knight Commander. I'm gonna bypass talking to him. Aegis as in an eagle. These swords are practice swords, and they're too good, I guess. I'm gonna go with the chest sword, which is also a practice sword. But whatever. Now 1's gonna flash at me until I do something about it. So you press 1 on the pad, and you open basically the menu screen. You can swipe back and forth to get between these two pages. Or you can just click on one of these arrows. These Wii controls are not precise. They're close. They're better than when the Wii first came out. This game requires the Wii Motion Plus, not just the Wii remote. But it's still pretty questionable. It's a fun game once you get used to the controls, but it is an enormous learning curve. It takes almost the whole game to get used to them. Blah, 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 blah. He wants me to practice these logs. And this is my gripe. So, horizontal slash left and right. But if you're ever so slightly off, you do a different slash. This one's a thrust. You just thrust the Wii Remote level straight at the screen. And if you're swinging overhead, sometimes if you're vigorous enough, you'll also do a thrust. Yeah, see? That's just thrust. And this one, if you're not precise, yeah, it won't do the diagonal slash. You can do diagonal both ways, up, down, and then up, down the other way. It helps if you actually rotate the Wii Remote to be diagonal, and then give it basically a horizontal slash, but diagonally because you're holding it at an angle. The spin attack, you just move both the nunchuck and the Wii Remote at the same time. Hey, I said that. Just shake him. If you move the nunchuck, let's see, if you move the Wii Remote vertically, like so, while you move the nunchuck, you'll do a vertical spin. And you can do it the other way if you move it up instead of down. Then you can do a spin attack horizontally by just moving them both laterally. Alright. This, you just Z-target, and then you wiggle both the Wii Remote and the nunchuck, any direction. Just so long as they register a movement and like an impact in the accelerometer in there. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Zelda about a fatal blow. Wait, I didn't just say that. Alright, so now I've got a practice sword. Now it's time to go to the Cave of Wonders. Waterfall Cave. It's called that because it's behind a waterfall. It's Zelda, there's always a secret behind the waterfall. But first, let's learn how to teleport. Notice how far Link was away from this Sheikah stone? Yeah, that's a good 50 yards, maybe. Oh, he's right here. Sheikah stones appear through the game to give you help and hints. In case you can't figure out where to go or if you get stuck. This one in particular is special because it'll actually show you a video of what you need to do. I'll talk to him now, but there's nothing he really has for me because I haven't progressed through the game. You can also ask Fi, the spirit of the sword that you get in a second here, for help. Wonder if I can get that bug now. It's good to get bugs when you're around, because they do come in handy. Especially later in the game. Go on, Link. The biggest thing is the stamina potion. Because it just is so convenient to be able to just run and not have to have hypertension. This is the other half of Skyloft, the eastern half. You can't get to it now because everybody's mom is basically gossiping. Okay, that's Pippet's mom, Malora, I believe. This is Gondo, the scrap shop owner's mom. Her name's Greba, as in a grebe, or a Clark's grebe is one of them. It's like a stork-like bird. And this is the gear shop owner. They call it a gear shop. It's merchandise. I do not remember her name. Goselle, as in a gosling or a goose. This is little Kukeel, as in a cockatiel. I guess cockeel didn't sound right, so the name for Kukeel, or Kukeel. The name pronunciation is difficult in Zelda games because half of them are English names. Like Zelda is Zelda, named after an American name from like the 20s. F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife, I forget exactly who. This is Roosta, as in a rooster, husband of Henya, the lunch lady, rooster and hen. Aww. This becomes relevant at the very end of the game. Talks about how there's this thing here that has 2 eyes at jewels, and one of them is missing. So if you've played Oracle of Seasons, I think it's Seasons, or Ages, one of the two, then you know you need to find the eye to open a dungeon. Aw, poor birdie is trapped. That's why you have the practice sword. If you want these to disappear, you gotta give them a vertical slash. I wonder if you can do it. Yay! Or just a straight thrust. And then you see they just kind of like warp to another plane. Here in the waterfall cave is the best place to farm for some of these treasures that you use to upgrade your equipment. For example, you can upgrade your shield when you get one. Later, if you have the appropriate treasures. 2 treasures you can get. Oh, is that baby's first green rupee? Oh, how cute. They won't tell you every time you get a rupee, but they'll tell you every time you get a treasure, and that gets annoying. This is called the Waterfall Cave because there's a waterfall. Ta-da! It takes 2 slashes to kill these guys first off, but as soon as you get the goddess sword after this whole tutorial... Oh, baby's first heart! How cute. Give it to Zelda, see what she does. You can kill these bugs, too. It's a firefly that you can use to make potions. Come here. I'm in the habit of chopping down every blade of grass and breaking everything and whatever. Just to be a completist. Because this will be a 100% walkthrough. I don't think chopping down every blade of grass counts as 100%. Killing every enemy, opening every overworld chest. No, I don't think so. But I'm kind of in a habit of doing it anyway. Getting all the equipment, I think, counts. Doing all the dungeons counts. This stuff, I don't know. There's a Skyloft Mantis. You can't get them until you have a bug net, which you have to buy from Beetle. Beetle's airship. Or air shop. So what I'm on now is just a mission. Ooh! To get these things. Jelly blobs. You collect jelly blobs from these choo-choos. And monster claws from... Go away, get off. Monster claws from these keys, which are the bats. The drop rate is about 1 in 20, 5%. So on average, I think there are 23 to 25 monsters in this cave, so on average you should get one about every pass-through. And I will skip all of that. So it's convenient now to just go through and keep going back and forth until you get the treasures you need. It is a bit of a pain in the butt to do it now. But, it's actually most convenient to do it now rather than later, so you have the materials when you need them. And I've already got the jelly blob. What I need now is 1 jelly blob and 1 monster claw. I see you up there. For this game, you do have to get in the habit of pressing down on the D-stick to get the controls to work. Because when you whip it out, otherwise, like, you go to first-person view by pressing the C button, and Link's just kind of, like, looking around. The controls just get off, and you have to really cater to the controls and baby them. Hey, a monster claw! Yay! That was very lucky. Sometimes it'll take me 5 or more times to go through the cave. Nope, I'm just gonna straight leave the cave. I was thinking I could maybe get some more. Nah. It's not that I've already gotten my one treasure, so another treasure won't drop. That's the gambler's fallacy. Or also, if, you know, I haven't gotten a treasure and 3 times through the cave, the next time must have one. No, I mean, there is a regression to the mean, but it's not, it doesn't work like that. The way the regression to the mean works is, yes, over time, things will, the average will come out to in the middle, to the mean. But you're only going for one spin, one time through the cave, one bad guy beaten. So the odds are still the same. So you play roulette. It's 50% chance you get black, 50% chance you get red, plus the zeros, which are green. 0 in every other country, 0 and double 0 in America. That puts the odds in favor of the house. But no matter how many times it's been black, it doesn't mean it's going to come up red the next time. It's like, oh, it's been black 6 times in a row, so the odds are 6 to 1 that it'll be red. No, the odds are still 1 to 1. It's 50-50. Alright, good thing you did all that sword practice, because now you gotta cut these ropes. Oh, look at him. I just want to get out. Such a cute little birdie. These are actually based on real birds called shoebills, for obvious reasons. They're big, they're not that big. They're, I don't know, about waist high. Kind of stork-like. Crane relatives. And now we get a flying tutorial. Zelda's tripping out. I just heard something. I smell burnt toast. Am I having a stroke? That's actually probably Impa, guardian of the goddess and guardian of the time gate, calling to Zelda, calling to the goddess because the time is nigh.
Zelda, yes, is the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia.
Spoilers! But yeah. The stories are kind of full of holes and don't really make sense. So you gotta kind of read things in and make assumptions, and that's my primary goal of these videos, is to make them story-based so you can see the connection between one game and the next. To do that, I'm gonna go ahead and ruin the story for you, and explain it so you can see how things fit together. So when you jump off these platforms, and it has to be one of these piers, otherwise you'll get saved by the Night Academy and they'll give you a lecture. You just press down on the D-pad, and your bird comes calling. Which is kind of dumb. It's like, I'm gonna die if you don't save me! It's like, why would you put that on me? Why don't you ask me instead of demand? So this is kind of like flying an airplane. Sort of, like you're playing with a model airplane. If you want to turn left, you hold the Wii Remote flat, and you just tilt it to the left. You don't rotate it in place. Shut up, Zelda, I'm saying it. And if you want to go right, you just tilt it, you know, at a 45-degree angle to the right, while still pointing it at the screen. When you want to gain altitude, your altimeter is on the left there, with the loft wing on that, between the sun and the clouds. You just flip it, like you're cracking the reins on a horse. Hup! If you tilt the nose of the Wii Remote down, he'll go into a dive and speed up. But he doesn't really go that much faster. You can also steer while you're going into a dive by also rotating it left and right. Which you think, oh cool, look at all these degrees of motion you can do, but no, not really. You have to be very specific and very accurate or it won't work. At weird points through the game, they'll give you save spots. It'll just automatically ask you to save or not. Usually after a temple, but here after you do your training.